We're going to preview the NFL divisional round of the NFL playoffs. The first game up is on Saturday, Texans at Ravens. In the first matchup, the Ravens beat the Texans week 1, 25-9. I think the score was very misleading. This was a very close game when you watch it back.
I don't know, close, but they played better than what the score let off.
Going into halftime, the score was 7-6. In the second half,
that's embarrassing than how it ended. That's
correct.
the way it did.
But the Texans were an inferior team.
No, it's not wrong.
It was C.J. Stroud fumble led to Ravens touchdown. I thought this game was much closer than it was, and I thought the Texans defense played amazing in this game as well. Their offense hadn't clicked yet. C.J. was still a rookie. They didn't give him the full keys to the offense like they have now. I think this game is going to be an ugly matchup. I really do. I don't think it's going to be easy for the Ravens. I do think that they will win somewhat convincingly, like kind of how what we felt with the Bills and Steelers, but just kind of with the Texans having a little bit more, points on the board. But I do think the Ravens will win, but the Texans got an outside chance, man. I think this team is built for what the Ravens do well.
I will say the one thing that kind of stands out to me is that the line on this game is 8.5. And I feel that that's a little bit disrespectful for the Houston Texans and the way that their offense just performed against the second-best defense in the National Football League in the Cleveland Browns. The secondary was supposed to be one of the best units in football, and CJ gashed them. Nico Collins gashed them. Dalton Schultz got his. Brevin Jordan was able to break a long touchdown, too. A lot of that is a credit to Bobby Slowick and the great game plan that he drew up, but, of course, execution. CJ executed at a near-flawless level, and then Nico Collins, especially when the ball's in his hands.
Don't want to cut you off. Mike McCarthy's returning to be the Cowboys head coach.
You hate to hear that if you're a Cowboys fan, and I apologize to all Cowboys listening. But if you look at it from that lens where we've seen this Texans offense play special against an elite level defense in the playoffs, it should be similar where you can at least respect that they could put up points against the Ravens, who in their own right are a better defense slightly than the Cleveland Browns. I do think that the Ravens will win this game. I think it will be a close game, like you did mention. If I had to be a betting man in this situation, I would take the Texans points. 8.5, I seem like it's a bit much. I think that it could be within a 3 to 4 point game. But the Ravens are a better team. Lamar Jackson has been playing at an elite level. MVP season he just had in 2023. To me, I think the Ravens are just the more talented team. I would like to see the Texans come away with it because it would be one hell of a story. But right now, the Baltimore Ravens still are the best team in the AFC and are the team to beat.
Diana Rossini is also reporting that Howie Roseman and Nick Sirianni are reaching out to available coaches and coordinators for the 2024 season.
Okay. So that means Sirianni will be back, but coordinators will be different, which makes sense.
It makes sense. He'll get another year.
If I'm an Eagles fan, I want Sirianni gone this year.
No.
I say that because the coaching options don't get better than this season.
I guess I get that part. But Howie and Sirianni got this weird love connection.
I mean, y'all went to a Super Bowl. I get
that's
it.
why he earned himself another year. So I just want better coordinators.
I agree.
If we get better coordinators, I think Sirianni's fine.
I agree. Talk to me, Riv. Twin. Is he pulling this one out?
I
would love to see it. It'd be awesome.
No, I think he has nothing to lose in this. I think the Texans have nothing to lose in this game. I think all the pressure is indeed on Baltimore. I think especially after coming off a number 1 seed in the AFC. I think in the league, if I'm not mistaken, but definitely in the AFC. Lamar coming off probably his second MVP season. The defense being elite, Roquan and all them boys. I do think this is the year where they should go to the Super Bowl, so a lot of expectations, he just had a bye. But at the same time, the Texans, they don't have nothing to lose, so they're definitely going to go out there and play. And you saw them against the Browns. I know the Browns defense got lit up. 2 of them were 2 pick sixes, which they played great defense, plus Flacco was just he looked old, and that pass rush was able to, force some pressure. CJ, I thought he played good. But I thought he didn't have to do too much. I know his numbers looked flashy, but I really thought a lot of the players, a lot of the receivers were open. He didn't have to make too many difficult throws. He was able to push the pace.
Guess it speaks more about the fraudulent Cleveland Browns.
Possible. They lost in the same round as the Dolphins. But, at the same and they had no quarterback. So, y'all didn't either. But at the same time, I think the Texans don't pull this one out, unfortunately. This one, I love to see it. I definitely do. But I think this is definitely Baltimore's year to maybe not come out, but get to the AFC Championship game.
I got the Ravens in this one. I don't think there's much surprise there.
The jinx. I need it.
I would not be mad.
I had what was your record this past week?
Only game I got wrong. I got 2 wrong. Dolphins and the Eagles.
Okay. Me too. I got 2 wrong.
And the Cowboys.
And the Cowboys.
Oh fuck! So maybe I had 3. So
I went 3
so
for
we all
6.
So
I went 4 for 2. 4 and 2.
How did you go 3 for 6?
3 out of the 6 correct.
So you went
3 and 3.
50%.
You're 4 and 2. That makes sense. We're all close.
Because I took Miami. I
only got 2 wrong too.
Yeah, you're 4 and 2.
Yeah, I got Cowboys.
We
wrong
got the same record.
Oh,
yeah,
facts.
So watch out with
Really
that.
fell
In
off.
hindsight, I should have taken the Chiefs.
Oh wait,
but
no.
went for-
I think we got 4 losses. The Rams. I picked the Rams.
that was one of my loss. Also, that's what I'm saying.
Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I picked the Texans. So Rams, Dolphins.
I picked the Texans.
Eagles. Yes.
More of the story is I don't know why you're saying I'm jinxing it when I have a better record than you.
Oh my.
Wait, I said to pick a side, Jinx.
Oh, my apologies.
Yeah.
You
He took that personally.
I did take it
because he
personal.
thought I said something. No, I'm saying we all picked the Ravens.
I knew what he meant.
I didn't get.
He could have just asked me what I said, but he didn't.
He had to come
I
crazy
took
for a
it
second.
personal.
I understand.
Because you're taking shots.
It's okay. I'm third. I'm the only guy who would take shots in this. Is him. 'Cause he fell off.
This is gonna be a big test for CJ.
I could easily be 4 and 2. I could easily be,
You
but
can easily be not 4th place, but you are.
we're tied. Well, I'm still 1 game. So yeah, for that, if he's gonna talk shit, I should have took the fucking Chiefs.
You knew he was gonna talk.
It is
shit.
what it is.
You knew he was gonna talk shit. Another test for CJ Stroud. Does feel like a bit of a different environment going into Baltimore. Outside, it's gonna be 20 degrees, not inside in the dome against Cleveland. And regardless of the home road splits with Cleveland, because it is ugly, the best defense at home, worst defense on the road, damn near. It's still a talented defense. They got a lot of dudes out there. Of course, you got Myles Garrett, Ward, and it's well coached with Jim Schwartz. So I don't want to take that for granted. Just because they're bad on the road doesn't give the leeway to be like, well, we should have expected this. No, CJ Stroud went out there and balled. Did get a little bit of help from his receivers, a lot of yak, a lot of missed tackles from Cleveland too, but he played great. We know CJ Stroud, he's a tremendous quarterback. But this just feels like the Ravens year to me. Lamar Jackson at home this season completed nearly 70% of his passes, 14-4 touchdown interception ratio, and a passer rating over 112. He's been so great. Situationally, this team has been great. They're 9th best team on 3rd down, 7th best in the red zone, 7th best 3rd down defense, 2nd best red zone defense. And over the last month of the season, it's been even better. 3rd in dropback EPA. Defensively, they're 3rd in dropback EPA. And defense overall 5th in EPA per play. So this team has been great on both sides of the ball. Lamar Jackson's been spectacular, MVP type level. Situationally, they've been great. And this defense with McDonald has been one of the best defenses all season long. It would be very impressive. CJ Stroud has done impressive shit all season long, and you can't count him out because when you have an elite quarterback, you're always going to have a chance to win a game. But the Ravens have an elite quarterback on the other side. And overall, they're just a more experienced team, more talented team defensively as well. So I'll be going with the Ravens here.
But I think the Texans match up well because in the first matchup, Gus Edwards averaged 4 yards per carry. J.K. Dobbins averaged 2.8 yards per carry before he got hurt for the season, unfortunately.
The Texans shut down the run.
They did. And they shut down the run. This year, they're 2nd in run-stop win rate. They're 1st in rush success rate on defense.
Quietly.
So this is an elite rush defense unit. And a lot of what I saw in the first matchup, which is a very long time ago, but I think it'll be a similar game plan, is that they're going to blitz Lamar Jackson a lot. I don't trust the Ravens tackles all that much. I think that their pass block win rate is inflated because of Lamar Jackson kind of just
being
abiding
unbelievable.
pressure.
Yeah.
Yes. Ronnie Stanley, Morgan Moses are very beatable. Will Anderson Jr. is one of the best edge rushers right now. He has one of the best pass rush win rates. Jonathan Grenard on the other side is very high on that list as well. So I think they can cause pressure on Lamar Jackson. And their secondary, I think, can match up very well against the Ravens receivers, and they can man up. I think the Ravens still have some question marks on that receiving core.
Mark Andrews looking like he's trending to play in this game.
That would be big news for the Ravens. I trust the corners on the Texans. Derek Stingley, Steven Nelson, they have been really stout.
They have.
I just think on the other side, it's going to be very hard for the Texans to move the ball. The Ravens aren't the best run-stopping unit. Their defense doesn't stop the run at an elite level, so they can find some success on the ground. The Texans can, but I don't think that they'll overplay the play action like the Cleveland Browns did. The Browns overplayed it, and they had a bunch of lapses in coverage. I don't think that's the Ravens. They're going to be much more disciplined. And I also think that we're going to see a more man-to-man approach from Baltimore. One of the weak points of the Texans' offense is that their receivers are not great against man-to-man outside of Nico, because if you could take him out the game, then everybody else is just struggle to get open. So I think this is one of those games where they really key in on Nico, and with the amount of pressure they bring, CJ Stroud this year, one of his weak points has been under pressure. So I think if they can get a lot of pressure on CJ, it can cause mistakes for the offense. I have the final score being 24-13. I think it's a real grinded out, muddy, ugly game, but the Ravens will make just a few splash plays to kind of, get the lead on them.
13 points to the Texans. After what I saw last week, I don't know if 13 points is in the cards for them. I understand this Ravens defense is better than the Browns. On the road, and being on the road is definitely tough.
If they were in the Dome in Texas, it'd be different.
13 points.
It's cold as
14,
shit.
excuse me.
It could be 20 degrees.
Also, a minor narrative in this. You mentioned Ronnie Stanley. On the opposite side, Laramie Tunsil. Did you know Ronnie Stanley was drafted over Laramie Tunsil because of the gas mask situation on draft day? Laramie Tunsil is definitely better than Ronnie Stanley. And I say that with the idea that Laramie Tunsil is going to be on the other side. He is one of the best left tackles in the game. History could be completely different if he stays over there.
It's going to be the first time I ever heard a left tackle narrative going into the game.
It's cool that you know that.
It's just a quarterback matchups. No, left tackle.
It's just a random tidbit. Facts.
I do think if I was the Texans, I wish that the Ravens struggled against the pass and not the run. Because if I'm the Ravens, if you want to run the ball with Devin Singletary and Dameon Pierce all game, he's solid.
Devin, he's good.
Solid. But
I wish Tank was.
If you're gonna win, if that's how you're gonna win, I'll take my chances.
If Tank was healthy,
I can't have CJ Stroud out there throwing the ball for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns. Like if they're gonna just run the ball, I trust Baltimore to be able to put up points that eventually they're gonna have to pass.